the last show of Aquanura.
Preview to Danse Macabre.
And we've met a new Laaf. We have much to cover in this month's news update. Hi, my name is Joost.
I'm Jolanda.
From Dutch Theme Park Network.
Let's dive in.
And we start at Fantasierijk because when you enter the Efteling, the first thing you see is the Efteling Theater.
And the Efteling Theater, beautiful building, but it needed some tender love and care because the side of the building was getting green. And they're going to do that.
The scaffolding is up and we expect that they will try to finish it before the end of December, because then, of course, we told you in our last update, the new show of Aquanura will premiere.
Which means that this month, actually in the beginning of next month, we'll have the last show of Aquanura.
On the 1st of September, Aquanura will close down for maintenance and half November it will reopen, but then only with Aquanura with the Zachte G and just Onura.
So only the specials?
You don't see those that often.
No.
And we also heard that the first and the second symphony won't return after the premiere of the new Aquanura show.
We're getting an entire new symphony, so maybe third symphony, but the first and second won't return, so basically completely new, with also parts of the old symphonies.
It gives the Efteling the chance to make their most beautiful show ever and pick all the music in the park instead of only new parts that we haven't seen in the first and the second symphony. Yeah, it's a pity we won't see the first symphony anymore, because I really love that show.
It's also kind of sentimental for us probably, but I'm looking forward to the new one, without fire effects like we told you last time, but with light beams, whatever those may be.
Beacons of light.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect, and especially because most of the times you see Aquanura by daylight, so I'm wondering what those beacons will add when the sun is out, but we'll keep you covered. We promise as soon as you can see something in the park about it, we'll show you in the next update. I'm quite sure that Aquanura will add a lot of value to the Grand Hotel. And that is planned to open next year as well. And there are major updates there, because they started the final level of the building.
It's looking really good. The builders have a 3-week holiday in the Netherlands, so the last month before this one there wasn't much going on, but now they're full-blown back at work. The scaffolding is used for painting and it's looking so good.
And we see the first thematic fronts on top of it, and it does look nice. And
the thematic windows, beautiful round.
We rode up to the parking lot and we saw the thematic windows were delivered today. It is a very promising building, and we heard some rumors about an openings date.
Yes, but the rumors, nothing official yet. Minds.
We gambled on the 1st of April because that was normally the start of the Efteling season, but now we've heard, and maybe it's even more thematic, that the Grand Hotel will open on the 31st of May, the birthday of Efteling.
It's a cool date, let's hope so.
What we've heard is the 31st of May or at least half June. So we expect that the Grand Hotel will be open for summer next year. And also we saw the first marks for the Island of the Five Senses. This is the park that they will create in front of the Grand Hotel.
Yeah, it's an entire plan, including the entrance, which we already seen parts of. The entrance is already painted, and Efteling is planned to close and get a full refurbishment. But also the pavements will go away partly, and there will be more greenery, according to the drawings we saw. And there now are lines and dots on the pavement, and maybe that will indicate which parts are going to leave, but we're not sure. It's just the first sign that they're
going to do the outside of the hotel as well, and it's very promising. They promise to add water, greenery.
The artwork's looking very beautiful, and I can't wait.
Over to Fairytale Forest, of het Sprookjesbos, because some of the characters have a very long holiday.
Yeah, Dragons is not in the mood right now, or hasn't been in the mood. He's,
Out of order for, I believe, 6 or 7 weeks already.
yeah, there's a part that's been ordered and it's coming, but
Efteling told us that they have a plan to bring him back to life, but they can't tell for how long this will take. So Dragon has a well-deserved holiday.
and also the Six Swans, which we hoped would open in our last news update when it came online. It didn't open.
They move up that opening date further and further. It's now on the 1st of September, so it would reopen when we launch this video next Monday, but not sure. They promised to open Six Swans before, on earlier dates, but they couldn't make that one as well. They had to order a special part, and well, as long as that isn't delivered, they can't run the ride. You can visit the fairy tale.
Yep.
You can walk up to the castle.
The little roundabout with the swans just isn't operating right now, but the fairy tale is visible, of course, from the side entrance.
Something that is working again is the frog fountain on the Rautenplein. It was emptied in the beginning of summer because there was some trouble with the paint, and now it's open again, and it adds so much life to the square. I love it.
Definitely, it's looking really good.
And then one of your favorites, Avond met Wolf, an evening with Wolf.
It's the show that is on this summer at Efteling, and only this summer, so this week we'll have the Laaf performances, and I expect it to be crowded because it's very popular.
You see all the audience take part in the show and doing along with Wolf. He isn't that lonely anymore.
He isn't that lonely, no, and he's telling a story. He's getting it into the world what really happened. And of course it's very language dependent, so if you only speak English, you come to the park, then it's probably not for you. But we made a complete translation on our Patreon channel, so if you want to see it, we recorded the show, subtitled it, and we can see it if you become a patron.
Yeah, if you become a patron from the Red Riding Hood tier and up, and then you can also become part of our WhatsApp community. And I love that community.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Do you want to become a patron? Head over to patreon.com/Dutch Theme Park Network, select the tier that suits you, and we would love to welcome you in our community.
Definitely. And fun to know, in the coming months, October, November, we're not sure which one exactly, but we'll be sending out the cards and the merchandise. So if you join for that, you get a card or a merchandise, depending on which tier you're joining.
But back to the Fairytale Forest, because at the end of the Fairytale Forest we find souvenir shop the Oude Marskramer, and they have some fun new merchandise.
Two places actually. At Dreamflat they also have new merchandise, but let's start at the Oude Marskramer. They have really fun, cool wings for boys. Like for girls there of course are the fairy wings. They're very popular, very cute. But for boys they now have dragon wings, which are also so cute. They're €32.50, so quite expensive, but with the matching t-shirt.
The t-shirt is only €50, so if you don't want to spend that much, you can
Just do the t-shirt.
just do the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Then over to Marenrijk, because there's also a lot to tell there. Because it was rumored already, and in our last update we said we now have proof, and we were wondering when Efteling will announce that Lurk and Moonhuis will reopen. Well, they didn't. They just opened. And I don't get why they choose this way of communication, because it was so much fun to tease that was coming something to Lavelaar and to promote this not so popular part of the park.
I think communications is very busy with the other parties maybe, but it's so much fun to have an addition to Lavelaar. It's still the most quiet part of the Efteling. It will remain it probably. And it's a really cool and it's not really fairy tale, a really cool scene with a gamble element.
Maybe to tell them, when you enter Lurk and Moonhuis, it isn't the bar anymore.
No.
Now it's a lime drink factory with only one Laaf operating the complete factory. You walk up and of course you see all things he needs to brew his drinks. On the left a large kettle where bubbles go up, and on the right side you see Laaf Luur, he's called Luur, working. And in front of him he has a lemon press.
Yep.
And when he opens in one of the three places is a lemon, He closes it, and then on another place
It opens.
it opens, and Nemo will appear.
Yeah.
And of course you can gamble in which one it is. You don't have to put any money into it. It's just the fun part element.
It's fun to speculate where it's going to be because there's not really.
There is.
Yeah, but
It isn't randomized.
no, of course, complete randomization of it, but it is not really predictable where it will be.
And sometimes there's none.
And sometimes there are three. So
It's really fun that after 35 years, the Efteling finally did what was the prime idea of Mavena, the second Fairytale Forest, where they would add scenes once in a while. And let's hope they will do more in the future. And what I especially like about this scene,
the fun element, the recipe.
not that, I was going to tell that this scene was completely built by Efteling employees themselves. There was no help from other companies. So this is the level of theming and storytelling they can do themselves, and I really like it. And of course, then the nut, but in the recipe.
In the brewery, there's a recipe that's been up there for 35 years, and now at Look in Munas there's also a recipe. But if you read very carefully,
It's in Dutch.
It's in Dutch. Then at the last sentence is that you shouldn't pay too much attention to this recipe because
It's all nonsense.
it's all nonsense.
And in the recipe in the new Look in Limoenhuis, there's one sentence added, and that is, it's all nonsense, even after 35 years. So that's the nod to the brewery that you can see on the other part of Laaf. I really, really like this kind of typically Efteling scenes.
Yep.
So Efteling, well done. And
Very
it was
well
really nice to meet a new Laaf at last.
Yes.
Then over to Dreamflight.
Yes, like I said, like I said a couple minutes ago, there is some new merchandise, not really Dreamfight related. There's new vests with all kind of sparkly glitters, and it's €47.95.
And also good to mention about Dreamflight is that the test with virtual queuing is a success.
A really big success.
We have seen virtual wait times up to 200 minutes. The people said that's a disaster, but it isn't, because when you see the normal queues, they are only 30 minutes or so. So people who don't want to wait virtually for so long can stand in line and enter the ride in half an hour. But there are people willing to wait over 3 hours in the park, standing in a virtual queue. And actually, we ourselves, we only use a virtual queue. True?
It's a good way because it's the threshold isn't that big. You can just download the app. The app is very user friendly, and you can also wait in a normal queue. So it is a good implementation of the virtual queuing. It is still something you need to know about. There's a lot of people standing in line that don't care or don't bother to care to find out what it's all about and that you can use it. But of course, that's why you're watching and you are prepared. Watch our previous video if you want to know exactly how it works. But there is an information gap here or technology gap that will always be something that's essential for virtual queuing in every park all around the world. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of the concept.
But what you see is it works, and Efteling promised that they want waiting lines of maximum of 20 minutes in 2030.
Then they have to do this.
They have to do this, and the next step for Efteling is to do the same test on multiple rides in the same time, because we have seen tests in the last few years, one attraction at a time.
Yep.
Now we finally found the moderation that works, so now it's time to try it.
We could have told you. It's not something you need to find out, but hey.
This is what works, and now it's time to test this same moderation with multiple attractions.
And it's easy. They can easily expand it to the Volta, which already has
Carnival Festival. I don't know if they want to do multiple rides at the same square, but Python is doable. Carnival Festival is doable. I don't see it happen at Fata Morgana quite easily, but I can imagine the single rider of Symbolica or something. There are
even at Fata Morgana, you can easily add the two queues that come up to the window, and an employee that says you go, and you stop.
And of course, Fatima, we think will get a huge update, so maybe they can add something to the queue to make this possible.
Yeah.
We keep you posted about all updates on virtual queuing in our upcoming updates as soon as there's something to tell you. Furthermore, in Marenrijk, Villa Volta.
Yes, it will close in 2 dates. Of course, the summer is over, so maintenance is coming back to the park. And Villa Volta will close on the 23rd and the 27th of September. 2 Fridays. And they can shift, everything has been known to shift those days last minute, but right now, this is the now.
Over to Rijsrijk, because in Rijsrijk we find the summer beach. Well, actually, when you see this, it might be closed already or is open for just a couple of days. But the Efteling adjusted the gambling games, the duck catching game, because in the prior situation you bought a couple of ducks, you were able to fish out and you collected points, and the number of points
The points were at the bottom, so you didn't know which kinds.
and depending on the points you got, you got a prize. And how more points, how bigger the prize. And Efteling changed that.
Yeah.
Now you pay a fixed price.
You can fish the ducks, but you really don't have to.
You actually just pay for the price, and for a couple of
And
euros you
for
have
the experience to fish out the ducks.
Yeah, but
But
even if you don't fish the ducks, you get the prize.
get the price.
You actually just buy the prize and then have the fun element of fishing ducks.
All the ducks are the same.
But I don't know what to think about this, because.
It's still popular. We were there last week.
But will
A
they do
lot-
the same with the other games?
I don't know, but a lot of people were catching the ducks.
Well, okay, they changed this. I don't see why, but then over to Koosba, because something last minute changed over there.
Yes,
There was a roofing of over a part of the terrace.
but it wasn't built properly, so it's now demolished.
We saw signs that it was closed on demand of security, and then Efteling told that there was something wrong with the construction, and they demolished it overnight.
Yeah.
And now, well, we have to wait. I guess they will build back quite the same construction, but maybe in a better way. If it's for safety, it's always a good thing that they don't take any risks.
And maybe they'll wait because in other news, the expansion of Archipel is still on the table. So the expansion of the Sinbad area is also still possible. And with that, maybe they want to really redo Kashba, or
Actually, the second part of Archipel would be on the back of Archipel and Sirocco, so it would be strange to do something with Kashba at that point. It would be some greenery at the square, and I still hope for an enlargement of the playing area, because this summer again it was busy and really popular.
Yep.
And maybe not an expansion with water again, but maybe just some playing things for children. It would be nice. So
Yep.
let's hope that the Efteling will announce the second phase of World Sinbad. Also some maintenance in Rijsrijk.
yes, Sirocco is announced to close from the 5th of September till the 7th of September. The Gondoletta will close from the 9th until the 13th of September.
I don't expect the new boats there yet, because that would be really quick. And we've seen the boats on the track once and then it was gone. So, but only 4 days to replace all the boats?
I don't know. Archipel is closed from the 16th of September till the 4th of October.
And they will do something on the floors there, because again there are trouble with the floors at Archipel that came loose. Don't know how they're gonna fix that. And we
It shouldn't be that difficult, right? Because swimming pools aren't that
unique.
unknown and unique. in the
Yeah,
world.
and even these floors wouldn't be that unique for water play area, but I expect that this Archipel will reopen without the water.
Yes, because of course it will be cooler from October onward. Not sure exactly how, because it's the Netherlands, so it can rain, it can be 10 degrees, it can be 20 degrees, so how cold, we don't know.
let's go over to Ruigrijk, because also at Ruigrijk there's something to tell.
I found something. A new book.
A souvenir book.
Yeah.
When you purchase an action photo of one of the roller coasters, you can buy the roller coaster book.
Full of fun facts about the roller coaster.
It looks really nice,
Yeah.
and you can add the photos in there. You can mark which roller coasters you rode. It's a really fun souvenir, and only €12.50.
It's really, especially if you ride the roller coaster for the first time with your children, very fun souvenir.
Of it's your first visit to Efteling.
Yeah.
And if you're not that much into roller coasters, there's also a more regular common book with all your Efteling memories, with a checklist of all attractions.
Yeah.
So if you purchase one of the action photos, you can purchase the book as well. And included in the price of the book is one of the photos.
Yep. So it's really cheap and really fun souvenir. So keep that in mind when you come to Efteling. And a new pin set for roller coaster day with 3 ride vehicles for Efteling roller coasters for only €20. And still available.
Yep.
Efteling is really releasing more pins, it seems, because they're available longer right now.
Yeah, I think they make more of the same, and I think that's a good thing. And what works is that they don't announce anymore when pins release. So normally they said, well, on that date there will be a new pin, and there were long lines.
And the pin was gone. Right now it's just, here's new pin, surprise. And they're in the park longer, so maybe it's set, or maybe they have more pins, we don't know.
Also some maintenance.
Yes. At September 11th, the Baron closed for a day.
They had quite some maintenance last year, but it's only a day, so
Yeah, it's necessary.
and then over to Anderrijk, Danse Macabre. Oh,
We're looking forward to that, because we know on which stage we're going to enter the attraction.
oh yeah, finally, the Efteling announced previews for annual pass holder, and as I thought, there is a difference between the different annual passes. If you have a premium annual pass, like we do, there is a preview on the 26th and on the 27th of October.
Probably we can enter just one day and you have to choose at some point which one, I think. And the other annual passes, the Plus and the
Classic,
they can enter lottery to also see previews, but it's not guaranteed.
and that will be on the 28th of October.
Yep.
On the 30th of October is the press release, so we will see Danse Macabre earlier than press.
Yay.
And on the 31st of October it will open to all visitors of the park.
And it will be busy, I expect.
Oh, I expect, yeah, I want to see the lines on the first day. I expect quite a lot of crowds in the early weeks of November.
Yep.
There is a reason why classic annual pass holders aren't allowed in the park at that time.
Yep. Also, we've seen lights, and we know test rides are
In full swing.
in full swing, so they're really testing. It's still looking good, and we can't wait.
And they even already removed the announcements of Danse Macabre on part of the
Building fences.
Yep.
Yes, so the building fences might come down earlier, then still the area of Danse Macabre won't be accessible, but it looks like they're removing the infrastructure for the build. It's very cool.
the old path that walks up from Gondoletta to the square near the old spook spot and the upcoming Hyperwoud will be reused. They removed all the houses for the workers and they are now cleaning it, and I think that we will be able to enter this path on a short notice because the new temporary path wasn't that,
It's temporary.
yeah, it wasn't that green and nice, but well, we can bear the suffering if we can see what Danse Macabre is becoming.
Bear the suffering of walking at Efteling now, that's very, yes,
Over to Piraña.
sacrifice.
A sacrifice.
Yeah.
Over to Piraña.
Yes, Piraña, really beautiful opening, very well redone. We wrote it now at
Day and dark.
dark when the lights are gone. But don't wear white clothing. I don't know exactly why, I'm not sure everything knows why now, but when you ride with white clothing and you get wet, you get all kind of brown
There were people with brown stain.
stains, water stains.
Probably some of the paint mixed with the water or something. The Efteling was looking into it. I haven't heard anything about it in the last 2 weeks, but I guess one time washing and it was gone.
There is a new sign also at Piraña.
This is a really strange story because at the back of Piraña there was the stained hedge, and by the retheming of the Piraña they added rockwork to it. Then
It's probably for some kind of engine or something.
warm
maintenance.
cold storage. They added rockwork and themed the hedge, and afterwards there was a plaque
Yeah.
with a text, and that's really strange because it said Aquanura, but it wasn't for Aquanura, it was for complete Anderrijk, and there was a text in Latin, and that was saying something like that it's a miracle that small change, especially at war. I don't know what, but now the text is gone already, and it's just an empty plaque. I don't know what the Efteling tried to say with this plaque, but it's weird. Maybe there was some budget over from the retheming and
Maybe
somebody...
it's a prank. Somebody just added it there, and Efteling found out by accident that it was added.
It's a really strange text.
It's like, somebody didn't know Latin and just wrote down some random words.
It is a text with some meaning, but I don't see what it means in an Efteling way. So
No.
it's gone already. I don't know, but this will be an Efteling mystery for life, I guess.
Maybe. And we've got something with Danse Macabre. The fan club, the Fairytale Theater, they released a very professional made documentary about
for sure.
Spookslot. It is in Dutch and there is some dialect in there, so I'm not sure how the automatic translate of Google will work, but they will pick up something and you can make out the gist probably. And it's really well done. They have the old employees of Efteling who built Spookslot. They tell you all about that period, that time frame, what happened until the Spookslot opened, and the maintenance that happened after that until it's eventually closed.
For the Fairytale Theater, the fan club of Efteling, premiered this documentary last year in a cinema. We were there. It was impressive by then, and they updated it after that, the premiere.
It's now on YouTube.
And it's now on YouTube in 2 parts. The first part is mainly the build of Spookslot until near the opening. And in the second part it's while opening
The official
until
opening
the
until the closing.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see. They tell you about other way they try to fill in Spookslot in the late 90s, and you can really see that the Efteling did all they could to keep the Spookslot open as long as possible. Because at the late 90s already there were signs that it wasn't in that good state.
If you haven't seen it,
We'll link it down in the description so you can easily find it.
and the same fan club is also organizing events.
On the 27th of October,
It's every year. It's the Alpenpiek and Efteling Verzamelbeurs,
a collectibles fair.
a collective fair. And we're also there. If you're in town around that time, it's a fun thing to visit. It's nearby Efteling at the neighboring
Drunen.
village in Drunen.
In Drunen. It's a really fun event where you can meet all kinds of Efteling fans and famous vloggers.
And see, of course, a lot of merchandise.
And really fun collectible merchandise, old merchandise. Mostly you can find really unique pieces on this collective fair. So the 27th of October, we hope to see you there.
Handmade merchandise as well, like,
If you visit, come say hello. We love to meet our viewers.
definitely.
Then over to some maintenance at Anderrijk, because
Maxim Wards will go to maintenance for a long time, from the 5th of September till the 21st of September.
2.5 weeks.
Yes.
And hopefully they will fix the problem with the brakes on warm summer days. World of Efteling, because there's also something happening around Efteling Park.
You won't have a parking ticket anymore soon, at least when you fill out your license plate. This works for all license plates, also non-Dutch license plates. So when you buy a parking ticket, you can enter your license plate, which will, of course, usually come into the park. Don't enter another license plate. And then when you leave the park, it will get scanned and you can automatically
The
drive out.
barrier will open and you can drive out. This is first, it's only a test. Now 15% of all people who buy a parking ticket are allowed to enter their license plate. But the Efteling promised to shift up this number really quickly up to 50%. And this system works in a lot of places, so why won't it work for Efteling? I think within a year all people are allowed to drive out in the license plate. And this is really a way where technique helps the experience, because I buy my ticket, I buy my parking tickets,
And it's faster.
and it's way faster.
So much more fast.
So that's a good thing. Efteling finally use license plates recognition, and let's hope they bring it over to annual pass holders as well.
Then on other news, Bosrijk has new murals. Very beautiful murals. And it's not at the restaurant yet, so only the entry.
The entry of the lobby, when you enter on the left side, there was a lamp, a Santa clock, a lamp hanging there. And now they add a mural. It's a tree with all kinds of Efteling and nature, inhabitants.
Yeah. If they add this to the restaurant, it could be really, really cool.
And our patrons support it as well. We asked them, well, would this be the savior of the atmosphere in the restaurant? And they all, absolutely everyone said, yes, please add this to the restaurant as well.
Yeah.
So Efteling, way to go. This is the theming that we want to see in the restaurant as well, to bring back the original Efteling vibe there. Let's hope they will do so.
Yeah. Then over to other parks, because Duinrel has some news. They introduced a robot, not Riksbergen knows it's a bell, so it's not unique to...
Well, Duinrel does it on another way, because when you order food at Duinrel, you might be served by a robot that brings you your food. And we already seen this in some restaurants, so it works. And I think this is one of the ways that parks can handle the shortage of employees, because this is quite easy work that is doable with a robot, and people think it's fun.
Now you need to buy the pass because the robot needs to get through. So you have less space for tables, but when you have enough space, it's a very cool option. And I love how kids already interact with robots. We see that this makes benefits now. They
hug them.
Yeah.
They hug them, they wave to them. And I think robots is one of the things that we can expect in the parks in the upcoming years more and more. And in Beeksberg it's used to bring all the dishes to the kitchen, back to the kitchen. But I think this kind of easy work is really well done by robots.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good thing by the Duinrel tries new ways to bring food to the people. Less good news at Bellewaarde.
They're having a bad year.
Yeah, this isn't the best year for Bellewaarde.
No.
Because we told you about Amazonia, and Amazonia is the water ride with the Piraña boats, the rabbit river boats.
It's a great slide, which isn't
And I
great.
love to ride. I was so curious to ride this one, but it's closed, and Bellewaarde didn't tell when it will reopen. But now also another main attraction of the park is closed until further ado, and that's the the toddler tower, and that's the big bird where you sit in a ring and you move over.
It's a big ride for the park.
It's a unique ride because there were several sold, but mostly all are closed. I don't think it will reopen again. Those were removed in other parks already, and I don't think that Bellewaarde will be able to save this one. And I think this was the last time that you were able to ride that ride?
Well, maybe it's depending on how much you want to invest, because of course here at Efteling they also had Pagode, which also is a quite unique ride. There are only 2 left now.
Yeah, but there were technical problems with that ride system when it came to the market, and the Toddler Tower was always having trouble. And it was several times that they had evacuated this ride and had the fire department come over to rescue people from the ride.
That's the good.
I think that Bellewaerde wants to cover this with an announcement of a new ride in this place. But this isn't the best year for Bellewaerde.
No.
And that rounds up this month's news updates. If you like these kinds of updates, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button to help us reach out to more people.
And of course subscribe to our channel.
For sure. And if you really like our channel and you want to help us out, you might want to become a patron or visit DutchThemeParkNetwork.com/shop for Efteling inspired and theme park inspired merchandise. We hope to see you in the next one. See ya!